This was a training day that I will never forget. I was training a new employee. She was doing pretty well. A gentleman came in and wanted to try on some G-strings, so I let him into the fitting room, explained the lingerie routine, then I left him to his business, told the trainee I'd be right back, and headed to the back room. A few minutes later, the trainee came to get me, saying she'd been hearing really odd sounds coming from the fitting room, so we head over, and sure enough, there were odd thumps coming from it and even faint cries for help. I unlocked the door, and I was stunned by the sight that greeted me. Like most dressing rooms, there were hooks on the wall for hanging clothing on. He had put on one of the G-strings, then stood on the chair and hung the back of the G-string he was wearing over the hook on the wall. I don't know if he fell or jumped off the chair, but it had fallen over and was out of his reach, so he is hanging there, mega wedgie style, like he was a decoration. I have to admit, I was frozen for a second. Even for me, this one was a first. My poor trainee walked away, not that I blame her. I picked up the chair and carefully got him back on it. Said, "Get yourself back together and meet me at the counter." He agreed, sort of sheepishly, and I closed the door. I checked on the trainee, who was fine, then went back to the counter to meet my hapless wall ornament. He came out of the dressing room looking even more sheepish. He looks at me and says he doesn't want to buy the G-string. I asked him if he actually thought I was going to be able to sell it now. He paid for it and left, still looking at the floor. He did not take the G-string with him. We laughed so hard after he was gone. Wall decoration. Check out my website, consensualtea.com.